welcome to Rhinos and Aliens. Next topic, how much research are we doing? And this is stemming from everlasting ignorance and denial of accountability. In terms of when we hear something, do we go along with it, and how willing are we to actually look into what somebody is saying and say, okay, he might be right, he might be wrong, or do we just go along with it because it's coming from a group of people we believe in? It's because we're too lazy to actually do our own research, blah, blah, blah. You guys could go in any direction.
The idea is a lot of people suffer from cognitive dissonance, and you'll see something on social media and you won't look behind the scenes to actually see anything that's going on or anything that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Just like with false flag attacks. You know, you got people out there that, you know, they'll do some shooting, they'll do something weird, just like that thing in Vegas where there was like no bodies but 50 people and a guy with a hotel out of a window where there's no windows with their, you know, and then everybody's just like, oh my God, those people, and they're posting on their, oh my God, for Vegas, oh, I'm with you, I'm there, and it's just like, yo, did you do any research? Did you check the body count? Did you try and figure out if there was actually any bodies? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you notice there was crisis actors there? Like, you know, like nobody does that because some people are afraid of what other people may think if they actually think independently of the masses. You know, they don't like being that one individual. You know what I'm saying? That basically everybody's like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with you, or why you don't this, that, and the third, or why you don't this. Like, there's literally people out there right now that legitimately still think some guy in a bunker in Afghanistan, like, put this whole thing together and put these planes into this building and took the U.S. down, and George Bush saved them by going to bomb Afghanistan. Like, and you fucking argue with these fucking quote-unquote hardcore wannabe fucking Americans, and they didn't do any research. If they would look at a building that was pulled, or, you know, if you mentioned Building 7 to them that wasn't hit by the plane that went down, they don't have anything to say because they didn't do any research.
This is getting to the 9/11 conspiracy, but...
You know, no, it's getting into every single conspiracy because that's basically what ends up happening. You know, people just don't do any research, you know, and it basically leads to, you know, lack of information, and basically it's because of fear. You know, that's another thing. If you notice, our media now actually will tell
Fear-mongering.
Yeah, our media will actually tell you to, like, even with the vaccines, our media tells you to vilify people who are anti-vax. Like, when there's, you know, meanwhile, they'll never, ever display the information to the public about, we have to go on YouTube and listen to doctors that lost their jobs to find out, you know, how vaccines fuck people up and shit. We can't find that, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we can't find it out. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Our social media will never tell us that. They'll just feed us the pro-vax, you know what I'm saying? And then
they'll feed us the information they want us to believe in.
Yeah, and then basically brainwash you to vilify people who don't want to vaccinate their children. You know what I'm saying? Which makes absolutely no sense.
X and Daniel, you have any input on this?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got lost.
Well, for example, when you hear information from any source, what is your natural inclination, your natural response?
I don't believe anything on social media, truthfully.
Okay.
Most of, like, if you scroll on Facebook, there's so much fake shit on there. It's so much fake shit, and it's either fake or the full information is not there.
Misleading?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like false advertisement or something. And
I would say it very much is.
So I literally just don't pay attention to it.
Hyper normalization. I actually got in a fucking argument with somebody on a post because they were doing that shit. You know, it was like an Asian couple and the guy was sleeping on his girlfriend, and while he was sleeping, like, the girl took like the wallet thing and put the money. No, he took like a wallet thing and put money in it and then like gave it back to her. And then like the girl's in the comment going, oh, that's so nice. That's so this. That's so that. I'm just like,
I think I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
That's so fake. Like, it's fake. It's fake. somebody's sitting there with a camera holding it. The whole thing is a setup. Like, it's fake.
Yeah.
Why are you even reacting emotionally? Like, oh, it's fucking fake. You know what I mean? Like,
The whole purpose of the video is to incline the reaction that she just had.
basically, which she shouldn't have because it's fake. It's just something like nobody does that. It's retarded. It's just like, why would you even do that? Like, oh, that's so cute, and then they start, oh, my man, this and my man. Like, no, nobody does that. It's just dumb.
Well, some people do.
Pisses me off.
People in marriage does it. I know.
I mean, but they don't do it like that. They don't go, hey, hold the camera. I'm gonna act like I'm sleeping. I'm gonna slip some money in. Like,
well, I mean, in that stage, I wouldn't say.
they might leave some money on the kitchen table. Like, money, get some groceries.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't say it like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when Chris Brown was beating on Rihanna or whatever, we just got the information that
from
we just
Rihanna's
saw.
side.
Yeah, we just got a picture of Rihanna lumped up face and saying like Chris Brown beat on her. We didn't get the full story.
Well, you could make the same case with the entire Me Too movement.
Right.
What have we lost what is the definition of rape? Because last time I knew, rape is I'm forcing myself to fuck you.
Right, or not getting consent from the woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Why does sex matter?
Yeah, where'd that come in here with the whole thing?
Oh, we're just talking about fake news.
Yeah.
How people aren't
don't
willing
do actual
to
research.
Okay.
Like a lot of the women who came out against Harvey Weinstein.
Okay. But sometimes psychologically you can just understand people. Anybody with half a brain knows Harvey Weinstein's a fucking scumbag. And
But to be clear,
But me personally, I wouldn't know that because I don't know.
you don't need to. All you need to do is know the industry. There aren't any good guys in the industry. There isn't a man in the industry that goes home to his wife and sits there with his kids and blah, 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 and does all this other stuff and does it in a square way and doesn't, stop by and get a stripper or, fucking fuck somebody up in the two-tier, the fucking top tier of the hotel. They all do that shit. Harry Weinstein, ask yourself, why was he even involved with Salma Hayek and all these women in the first place? What is he even doing near them? Why? Because they literally are sent to him by his buddy because they have to go through Harry Weinstein and he has to get his off and then sign off on it for the next person or she can't get there. And that's all of them in the industry. You think these beautiful women just walk up there and they just have all this talent? These guys go, oh, yeah, you can go up in there. Have you seen what happens at fucking Fridays with the manager, with the employees? Could you imagine what happens in the industry?
but this is what I'm trying to say. When do we hold all parties accountable?
No matter what the circumstances are, you can't, no one's going to do something to you that you can't allow them to do. Like, they're going to do, you know what I'm saying?
You started off well.
Yeah.
At some point,
we was there.
y'all some assholes. At some point, no funny shit. At some point, women can walk away from that. They don't have to deal with that to be famous. They don't have to deal with any of that shit. I mean, there are men in power who do terrible things, but the women in power sometimes say the women did get raped or whatever the case may be. She'll continue to work with that person, whether it's for fear, whether it's for finance, whether it's for other reasons, but even if she wasn't raped and she just did it just to get to the top, everybody has to take accountability for their own actions.
That's just a few that actually mentioned it. The rest of them all got the same exact thing. They just can't say anything because as soon as they do, their career goes down the tube. Nobody calls them for anything. They don't get any jobs.
But it's the same thing for men, too. You think it's a coincidence that, on average, the most popular actors are the good-looking ones?
Oh, I know they getting popped too, without a doubt.
Yeah,
I was about to say we kind of got off track.
Yeah.
So,
But it's just coming back to doing. I heard somebody say this: if any mass is trying to feed you one side of the story, that is the perfect time to always look at the other side.
There we go. There we go.
Whenever it's never a neutral take on any subject, that's when you should be iffy. Even if you agree with the take that is being spread by the masses, that's when you should check in yourself and say, okay, if everybody's teaming up on this guy, is he really as... Is the situation as bad as it sounds, or is
Right.
he just a fall guy?
Right. That's why I pulled up the Chris Brown Rihanna thing, because it's like, I'm sorry, but
No, yeah.
it's literally like that. Like, we see Rihanna get her face beat in, but it's like, why did he do it?
But the reason why they show that, because it's part of our senses, it's part of our emotions. We see a woman damaged. And
We automatically be like, Chris Brown ain't shit.
yes.
Or he ain't shit, or like, it's just
It's
terrible.
easy. I would argue that it's easier for a woman to get damaged in situations like that, and especially because women can be antagonizing as fuck, and we're smaller. So of course, us fighting a nigga, we're not gonna show.
No, we're not saying that.
We're
I'm
not
saying
gonna
like
have
we
as
should
many
just
marks.
get the full information.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, women be picking fights. Women do shit a lot
Yeah.
of times, and then even
And
in situations where
women like to antagonize us
even
too,
in
also.
situations where men don't really do too much. If a woman has a small cut, scratch, scrape,
Amber Heard.
in my experience, I had a little couple scratches and shit. And they took that nigga to jail. Oh, nope, you got a scratch on you. Going, I'm like, damn, we was fighting each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just whooped this nigga ass, broke some headphones on his face. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't, you just going.
Yeah, cops definitely don't give a fuck.
They're like, oh, nope, you got a scratch on you. He got to go.
Yeah, cops definitely don't give a fuck.
Now, you either pressing charges or you not. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Cops see
Damn.
a female face and see the guy unharmed, it's over.
If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.